Welcome, Cancerians. This is a collective tarot reading for you for January 2025. If you've joined me from Instagram or TikTok, then you saw me pull this card, the Hanged Man, a waiting period for you for January. I think it's a necessary period of wait for you. Something in life is really lining up for your ultimate good. The wait feels like it's going to be long, and you probably don't want to keep waiting, but I think it's really necessary. So use the time as best you can. I feel like there's some learning, some research, something you can do, some self-improvement that's going to help you for when the wait is over and you get into the next phase of what's coming. And we'll find out about what's coming now. This feeling of being stuck in a chasm. I think waiting around might be quite hard for you. Is that generally true? Is that your character? I don't know, you tell me. Okay, so first column is going to be about your connections, relationships, even communications, feeling suppressed. And that would go in line with that. We already have a card wanting to come out. The Seneschal. Okay, very definite earth energy here. Yeah, look, those keys seem to be coming from knowledge. I think that's why it's important that you use this time of waiting correctly. You can gain more knowledge. Be ready for the fight instinctively. Knowledge is power. The horns represent power, so yeah, and there's a lot of work to be done by the ants. Dogs are usually quite loyal figures. This one almost looks haunted. Possessed even. Both figures do, really. But it's that earth energy is that nurturing and abundance kind of energy. So I feel like maybe you have worked hard in the past, maybe you've been a loyal worker in a career, but you're kind of blinded to what's going on, what your opportunities could be. Let's go further. Wisdom. Yep, that need for further illumination. I do think that's what this time is about. And it seems to be in your connections part. So maybe in your relationships there's an imbalance in kind of efforts and work being done. Being very blind to something here in the past, and you need to shed some light on that, whether it's other parties in your relationships or whether it's your role in the relationships. Not everything revolves around you, nor does everything revolve around the other person. In a friendship, in a family, in a romance, in a business setting, whatever it is, there needs to be this this balance, a give and take. If you're not doing that with each other, then you don't have a good connection there. You need to find that, and if you can't do that together, maybe you're not doing the right thing, or you're not with the right person. It needs to be both ways. Yeah, very blind, and that sword up kind of energy in the what would normally be the instinct and intuition, third eye kind of area. The third eye is sitting up here. The higher self sees more than you are seeing. I think your instinct and intuition is a bit blinded because you feel like you always have to fight. You don't have to fight. That's a choice. Maybe some situation should be fought, but you look like you're going in blinded by the truth, just expecting that you always have to fight. You're always going to be some kind of victim under attack, but probably if you go in like that, you're either going to make yourself a victim or you're going to be the attacker. So you always end up in a conflict situation. You need to shed some light on your dark spaces and untie that knot you've got yourself worked up into. 10 of fire. That's this pure passion kind of energy. And it's kind of like a fulfillment as well. So that'd be like a 10 of wands in the past. Working hard to complete a passion project and succeeding, maybe having to do it on your own though. In this waiting period time, I think this is what you're going to do in this time of waiting. You can't progress until you've actually, sorted out what's going on inside you. You see, there's a horse down here as well, which reminds me of the Chariot card, which represents the sign of Cancer in the tarot. Okay, so let's have a look at your career, wealth, finances, goals. Sad is the feeling. Kind of makes sense if this is the energy you're carrying around, because even your work and business connections are going to be affected by this attitude you're carrying. The 9 of Air. It's quite a card. Yeah, that third eye, it's like you've got a whole world, a whole universe created in your head. The lotus here is a sign of psychic powers and insights and things. So I think there's some instinct and intuition there. You have to nurture it. Maybe in the past you were guided pretty well, but this dagger kind of keeps your hands tied. I wonder what that's about. Maybe you're trying to fit into an expected way of life. Society expects you to go to school, get a job, get married, get car, get kids, get dog, get bigger house, blah 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 blah. Okay. The 1 of Fire. It's like the new journey. It's like the Ace of Wands, really. Going forward in your wisdom, creating something new, birthing something new. But there is a spider attached. The web is holding the egg together. Can the egg hatch if the web is holding it tight? Something is blocking this new path you have. Is it you? Are you blocking yourself with your fears and stuff? I think that's what this waiting period is all about. You need to clear your blockages. Make peace with any past stuff you have that you're holding on to, because it's stopping you from reaching the next phase, this glorious next phase that you can achieve. You certainly have the power to do it. You're very capable, Cancer. 6 of Air now. A lot of air energy in here. Do you have air placements? So that's Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. It might be important to check those readings as well, if you know your birth charts, that sort of thing. You can always find them online somewhere. Yeah, look at that. It's like your head's exploding with ideas. There's so much color in the outside. It's black and white. This reminds me of the Chariot card as well, the Cancer card. In one of my other decks, it's the guy in the chariot has 2 horses, a black horse and a white horse, and they're charging forward. It's very much like this. Yeah, you need to get yourself in balance, and when you do, all these ideas you've got, this plan for going forward, this new career, this new goal, this new opportunity, whatever it is, your ideas will stream forth and you will be in control. You're holding the wand. Look, holding it ever so lightly because you know you've got it and you're following your heart, hand over your heart kind of thing. It's genuine. You're going forward, balanced, not carrying this crap in your head, blinding yourself to the truth by filling your head with negative emotions. Alright. This is what I call your life path. It's generally what Spirit wants to tell you overall for January and beyond. It often will just reiterate what's going on in here, but if there's another important message, it will come out here. And the energy here is thankful, which is good. The energy of gratitude is what will propel you forward. So if you spend this time meditating on what's real, what you actually have, and being grateful for it, and even the bad stuff in the past, if you learn from that, past mistakes teach you how to do things correctly the next time. So be thankful for those. They're teaching moments, they're learning moments, they're so powerful. Sure, they can get you a bit down at the time, but it's one time. Dust yourself up and go again. King of Fire. Okay, a real passion explosion here, but in control of your passion, going forward bravely, courageously, in that real king energy. And even though the eyes still look kind of blinded, there's more clarity and focus in them in this card. I like it. It's like getting in control of all those passions. When you're in the area of gratitude, so much opens up for you. It's like you're thankful. Universe says give you more then. Oh, look at this. The Ace of Earth. Look at that. New seed planted. It's like the egg now hatches. It's like perfect alignment there, these two. Look at that. Make that peace. Come into your power. The wisdom of the dragon. The insight, the intuition there. Good instincts. And nurturing this idea, the seed, into something good and abundant. And being grateful for it. Oh, this is great news, Cancer. I like this for you. Okay, last card for your life path. Ooh, I think it wants to be this one. Emotion and intellect. Yep. See, this is what you need to do. Head and heart in balance. All that rubbish you have in your head, you can tell it to shut up. If you hear those voices in your head saying something like, oh, someone doesn't like you, or the people at your work don't listen to you, stop, look at that statement, and then look at the truth of what's going on around you. Is it that they're not listening to you? Are you not making yourself heard? Are you jumping to the conclusion that you're not going to be listened to, so you feel like then you have to find evidence where people are not listening to you? Or is it just that maybe your idea didn't fit the solution you were looking for in discussion? You need to put that rubbish out of your head, because if you look properly, you'll see an abundance of evidence that shows this isn't true. You've run with ideas. There's been much appreciation for them, but you're only holding on to these ideas that you weren't listened to, which is probably completely untrue, and you're holding on to something that happened 20 years ago, you know? It happens. We do that. Our minds are crazy. So you need to stop letting these worried emotions cloud your intellect, because there's a lot of wisdom coming out in you. This is where you get into the area of gratitude. It's like, okay, thank you for showing me these things. Now I know what to fix, get into balance, and as soon as I do that, chakras in alignment, boom, the explosion of fire, passion. You are following these new ideas through, and they're becoming big. I think there could be a very abundant future for you in something. Work, relationships, anything. Okay, so for your outcome energy, we have fascinated. I think if you really are clouded in your head with these like negative stories, you don't expect how good things can be when you just put that aside. So your best course of action is going to be the Four of Air. Yep, work out those puzzle pieces. There's your gut instinct. There's your actual instinct. There's time. You need to take that time going inward and reflecting on these things. Put those puzzle pieces together. There's something in your past that keeps you going back to that energy of I'm not appreciated, or people are against me, just generally. Find that piece in the past, turn back that clock, look inside and figure out what that thing was. You might have a couple of things, and they might be small things, but if they happen at the right time, formative years as a child, they can really get to you in a knot. And so they've worked their way all through your system, keeping you tied in this feeling. A feeling of lack, a feeling of unworthiness, a feeling of being unappreciated, unloved, whatever it is. Find where that was, and you'll realize pretty quickly that actually it's probably not the truth. So you go from there, putting pieces of the puzzle together, match them up in the right way, and you'll see evidence where it wasn't true, and you'll probably see that you've made some mistakes based on wrong thinking in the past. But that's okay, because now you're taking this time to work it out and put it all in order, and you're doing this very calmly, studiously, rigidly. You're taking that time in peace, and even if just thinking back over them can be uncomfortable for a little bit, you'll find that this outcome makes you so at peace. So that's the important work for you to do right now. It's coming up all through here. And your final outcome will then be a couple of things little sticky there. I think there might be a torrent of things start to happen, like all the ideas explode once you get into balance. In balance, your power shoots forth. Look at that. You'll finally put your sword down, and abundance will start to reign. Being such a passionate person, once you get that king of fire, that king of passion's energy, it'll be really good, because you're going to know how to control those first reactions that you've done for a long time based on this wrong thinking, these sort of hurt feelings from the past. And you'll learn to stop before you just rashly say something. Put the swords down, because when you go forward in peace and instead offer a cup of pure emotion, of love, of gratitude, that starts to nurture everything around you, and good things grow from it. So that is a brilliant life coming up for you. I hope this had some reflection and connection for you, my cancers. It feels so weird saying that. Cancer, you are an incurable disease. It's obligatory that I have to quote that every time. Now, if you have any queries or questions, bit your not clear on what I read, please put it in the comments and I will clarify as best as I can. If I need to draw some more cards, I will happily do that. Otherwise, yeah, in the description below or in my bio is the link to my personal readings. If you want a private reading, my service is there. You can contact me through that website, or check me out on TikTok and Instagram and message me directly there if you can't book the time you want, and we'll work something out. It is set to Australian times. I'm in Melbourne, so if you want a face-to-face, I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and I can travel out so far. So yeah, I don't mind meeting in person. Otherwise, I can do here online if you're overseas. I have people I read for overseas, so I don't mind, yeah, working to your time. It just sometimes doesn't reflect with the time difference on the booking website. So yeah, if you need help sorting that out, just contact me directly. There's an email link on the website, or like I said, TikTok or Instagram, you can direct message me, and yeah, happy to talk from there. Anyway, that is enough for your January reading. Good things coming up if you do the work. So go and do the work, because it looks like you're going to be amazing. Thank you for joining me, Cancer, and hope to see you again.